Currently, there's a Department of Defense program called the Future Vertical Lift Effort, and it's a government-wide effort essentially to start thinking about what the next generation vertical lift fleet is going to be across the entire DoD, not just the Army, although the Army is probably the biggest stakeholder. Especially in conflicts like Afghanistan, it really highlighted the deficiencies of our current fleet in terms of payload capacity, speeds, and supporting the warfighter. And a big thing for the Department of Defense was the maintenance and cost, and also these things have to be available, especially in a conflict like Afghanistan, at a high rate, so they can't be sitting in a maintenance bay, because if they're in a maintenance bay, then they're not out there supporting the warfighter. A lot of those deficiencies can actually be traced back to the technology in our structures that we make these things out of, the rotor blades. We're trying to see if we can just augment the inherent stability of the structure itself so that we don't have to rely on the aerodynamics to stabilize our system. And if the structure were just naturally, inherently stable on its own, like the rotor blade or the wing, that means potentially we're hoping that we could just eliminate some of these constraints on the performance and the design of the aircraft that have been in place since we've been building rotorcraft. The notional idea now is to essentially, hopefully we can keep much of the composite structure like what they currently build. We just want to insert on the nanoscale, basically carbon nanotube into the composite, and we're hoping that we can get the necessary stability characteristics for that. We're doing the exploration effort to determine, how much stability can we get? Is it enough? We think there's a lot of promise in it, but just nobody's done the work yet to do that. If these new structures then were a part of the next generation fleet, then the warfighter would have rotorcraft that are carrying payloads that they can't think of right now, flying at speeds that they can't think of right now, and that they would always essentially be ready to go. Very low maintenance considerations for these aircraft.